Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brian and I'm sharing 25 years of automotive industry experience with you. I've been a mechanic and I've been a car salesman, and I know a lot of ins and outs of the automotive industry. And maybe you, the viewer out there trying to look for vehicles, and you maybe own one and you have a lot of questions, and hopefully throughout the course of this video series, I'll answer some of those questions or can help you out along the way. My goal of starting this channel was to help you, the buyers, learn more about some vehicles out there and some of the ins and outs and whys of all things cars and vehicles and automotive. So I want to make this video to let y'all know that having a mechanic in your friendship circle can sometimes be challenging. And I know I am not the best friend to have because of my years and experience as a mechanic. It's human nature to have those goals and dreams of one day purchasing certain vehicles. And whenever you hit that dream, or you come home with that shiny new car and you want to show it off, it's natural. We all want to, feel that support from our friends and support group of, hey, congratulations, you finally got it, or oh, it's so nice. I'm glad you got that. It's amazing. It's beautiful. Whatever you want to hear from your peers about your new car purchase is great. But if you have that one mechanic that's in your friendship circle, we may not share that same enthusiasm. The reason being is maybe you've bought something that we know or we've worked on before that it's got common known issues, or it's got very expensive repairs that are common. And if you don't consult that mechanic friend in your group while you're in your car search, you may not get the enthusiastic response that you're hoping for. Just wanted to let you be aware of that. I know I've had several people that I know of, they go out here and they buy a new car and they're like, hey, check out my new car, and then I look and I see what it is and I'm like, oh, you bought one of those. I'm happy for them. I want to share that enthusiasm. I really do. I want to be and give them the level of joy that they want. But sometimes I just can't, knowing that in a couple of years they're going to get hit with a very expensive repair bill that they didn't even think about or know about or had no clue was coming, because they just thought something was pretty, or they thought something was cool, or whatever the reason may be. And so, this video is just kind of go over some of those vehicles that may not be the best choice for someone who just financially reached the cusp of vehicle ownership, or dream car ownership. There's tons of vehicles out there that are good choices they're going to be reliable, they're going to get the job done, or they may even be a little tad bit sporty enough to suit your fun needs or fun wants. But if you're financially just on the cusp of owning certain vehicle, I see that a lot, where people they just reached the financial cusp of a certain vehicle, say a Mercedes or a BMW, right? Well, maybe they just got a promotion in their job and they say, all right, I'm going to finally go get that BMW that I've always wanted, or I'm going to finally go get that Mercedes, or I'm going to go get that, I'm blanking at the moment, but what I mean by just on the cusp of ownership is basically being able to, in your monthly expenses, after other bills and obligations and things like that, if you can just afford the payment, then you're just at the cusp of owning that vehicle. You're really not ready to make that purchase yet, but a lot of people do. And I get it. You're excited, you're eager, and those things. But if you don't look into potential problems with certain vehicles and how much maintenance cost really is on certain vehicles, then you're going to set yourself up for a world of hurt 2-3 years down the road when that vehicle's out of warranty. And it don't matter if it's still under warranty. There's a lot of things that the dealerships are going to try to balk at to not cover because they know it's expensive, and they're going to try to blame it on you to get out of having to cover certain things under warranty. So it would be in your best interest to do research, tons of research, before you actually go purchase a vehicle. BMWs they're pretty, they're nice, they're amazing to drive behind the wheel of. I get it, but there's a lot of parts on there. The engine bay is full of plastic, cheap plastic parts that go bad. And there's cheap little gaskets that can cost $2,000 to fix, just because of the labor required to get to that little cheap gasket and replace it, because of all the plastic components you have to remove and tear the engine halfway down just to replace one tiny little gasket. And you have to be very gentle with taking the parts off, or the technician does have to be very gentle removing some of these parts, otherwise they'll crack and crumble and be brittle. Mercedes, a lot of those are the same way. So I understand the desire, and they're beautiful vehicles, and they will drive amazing when they're running. But if you purchase one of these and you're showing it off to your friends, and you have a mechanic or someone who tinkers with vehicles in their garage that knows some of this stuff, it's going to be hard for them to be enthusiastic about your purchase, just because, you may take offense to it and think, oh, well, they're jealous, or they're whatever, think they know everything, whatever you may think. But just don't take it personal, because honestly, they really care about you, and that's why they're not enthusiastic about it. And it's because they care about your financial stability. They care about you as a person, and they don't want to see you in grief down the road, struggling with repairs and struggling with how much they cost. You shouldn't have to put your third born at risk just to be able to drive around in a Porsche. So, wait until you're financially stable enough to where, if you're hit with a $2,000 repair, it doesn't matter. You could pay that $2,000 like it's nothing. That's when you can really afford to drive the vehicle or own the vehicle, because some of these vehicles, the repairs, you wouldn't believe, and you would not even believe how much it costs to repair some of these. Not only are the parts for those expensive, because a lot of them are dealer-only parts that you can only get through the manufacturer, but the labor involved is astronomical, and it's going to be billed as such. A lot of shops will charge more for working on an import or an exotic, just because of the brand name. For instance, if you pull up in a Buick, you might pay $130, $140 an hour labor. But if you pull up in a BMW, you're probably going to pay $200 an hour labor. So your labor hour rates is going to vary based on what you're driving. For those of you out there that it's no problem to afford that kind of maintenance and everything, I applaud you. That's great. And this video really ain't for you, made for you. I know there's people out there that it doesn't matter. They prefer to lease vehicles anyway. They're just going to lease them, and whatever it does, the dealer does the maintenance, and they don't care. That's great. That's a great position to be in. But not everybody's in that position, so they have to buy their cars, they have to count every penny when it comes to maintaining them and keeping them on the road. And a lot of times one repair can really set a person's finances into turmoil, because what are you going to do? Put food on the table or get your car going? So you're in a very tight conundrum. So that's why it's very important when it comes to shopping for a vehicle that learn as much as you can before you actually commit to purchasing. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll probably make another video about leasing versus purchasing, and when sometimes it makes more sense to lease as opposed to buying. But I just want to let you know why mechanics don't make the best friends. But anyway, have a good day. God bless, and we'll see you on the next video.